Hi everyone, it's Karen with KarensKitchen.com, my food blog where we're talking about grocery shopping less often and making the best use of what we have bought. So in addition to stocking a pantry, I want to talk to you about stocking a treasure chest of flavor gems. Yes, this is how we're going to make things taste good, because you can very well put a pot of beans on to boil and sustain yourself with that, but it won't be very much fun, it won't be interesting, and food should be fun. We love to eat. When it tastes good, it shouldn't have to be medicine. So let's plan ahead when we shop. What should we always have in stock? For me, onions and garlic, big deal, must have, fresh. I always buy half a dozen fresh onions and 3 or 4 heads of garlic every time I shop because I'm using them all the time. Now I know a lot of you think maybe you don't like onions and garlic. I'm not saying you have to necessarily eat them raw, but when you cook with them, they become sweet and it adds a whole other flavor dimension to your food. So do consider that if you've been opposed to onions and garlic in the past. Also, having them dried, in dried form, that's a wonderful thing to do. So that brings us to our next point, is herbs and spices that we keep in a spice cabinet. I do mean cabinet or drawer, not that cute little carousel that you have on your countertop, because light and heat will destroy the flavor of your spices really quickly. And you know, you paid good money for them. I don't want them to deteriorate. So keep them in a cool, dark place away from your heat source in a dark cabinet. And you will know when you open it and you smell it, if it has no fragrance, that spice is no good for you anymore. So get something fresh and take care of it. So that being said, let's think about how we shop for spices. You know, for me, powdered is very convenient, but I'm only going to buy powdered form if I know that is a spice that I will use regularly and a few times a week, really. Otherwise, I want to buy them in whole form if possible. So things like cardamom seeds, you know, you can buy them the whole seed or the whole pod, even better. And what do you do then if you want to cook with it? Well, you can put it into a spice grinder or any other kind of appliance you have with a blade. My favorite is the old-fashioned way, mortar and pestle. Works just great for me. Also, things that I am going to use a lot of, I will buy in bigger quantity because I know I can use it in a reasonable amount of time. So for example, herbs de Provence. I love this stuff. It's my favorite. I don't buy a lot of herbal or spice blends. I would rather make my own. But for this, I think it's a good value because I typically will not have savory and lavender in my spice cabinet because I don't really use them alone. But in this blend here, I have savory, thyme, rosemary, lavender, fennel. And for me, this is beautiful. I use it on roasted vegetables. Check my food blog. Meet the Beets is an article that you may enjoy, and it will tell you that I use them on herbs de Provence on roasted vegetables, roasted potatoes. I use it in soups and with poultry. It's wonderful. So that's what I have to say for today. We'll talk more about our treasure chest of flavor gems in the future. Meanwhile, please visit my food blog, KarensKitchen.com. That's Karen with a Y, because it's about why we're doing what we're doing in the kitchen and not so much what you have. So please subscribe here if you found anything useful in this video. Click like and also subscribe to my food blog, KarensKitchen.com.